Hello everyone, welcome to my The Way Home official channel. I hope everyone is having a great day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Elliot is waiting for Kat and Alice when they sprint through the trees and back into the pond. Kat recalls that Alice vanished following Colton's burial as she tries to make sense of what occurred and forgive herself for it. It's her last trip of the year. Alice disputes that Kat caused Colton's death, stating that she was forced to pick between the two of them, and she went with Kat. Kat declares that she will always pick her. They understand that they can't alter the past, but is it possible to alter the future? Brady stops by to ask if this is the right moment to do it. He wonders what's occurred when she says that now is not the right moment. He delivers her the documents and asks if it's the appropriate thing to do when she refuses to respond. She says that it is. Del questions if Byron disclosed to Kat the details of his vacation and the fact that his most recent editorial focused on exploration and taking the next path. Kat tells him to travel the road she showed him. Alice wants to know when Colton's funeral is taking place. They make the decision to go together and dive in hand. Elliot is crying when Alice finds him in the space Colton created for them because they knew he needed a meeting place. He breaks down when she begs him to get 2 outfits, saying he needs to make a decision. Only Kat would he do it for, if only he were aware. Kat stands apart from the group when she attends her dad's funeral for the second time. Del requested that only close friends and family attend the funeral. A town memorial will be built later. Del talks about all of Colton's loves, which were many. He was their home, their North Star. That's when Del notices Kat, the person she remembered from the funeral, sobbing in the distance. She ought to have been identified by Alice as her mother. Brady and Elliot cross paths at the cafe. Brady informs Elliot that it's time to act on his not-so-secret feelings when they give the order. He claims that Elliot threatened him back then. He claims that she would seek out to Elliot first during difficult times, and it stung. He was aware of how fortunate he was to have her, yet perseverance pays off, and he is now able to fulfill his lifelong dream. According to Elliot, it's not that easy. Regarding living forward, but understanding backward, he cites Kierkegaard. Brady claims he spoke in riddles all the time. After the funeral, Alice is saying her goodbyes to Elliot. She tells him that he is the most incredible person she has ever met, and that he has done so much for her. Kat tells Del that she feels like she's clinging to the past and her suspicion that he was seeing someone else in the present. Del claims to recall the evening when Colton passed away and promised to provide an explanation. After Kat reassures her that the woman was unimportant, they decide to move on. Del takes out the card he received 25 years ago as grief counseling. Alice asks Spencer the following day if the new Roxy owners are still seeking for talent for the opening, recalling that Colton had told her she had talent. Brady cuts him off as he is talking about the dinner he made for her. Zoe overhears. Kat reveals to Elliot that she is the other woman. She incites Elliot by referring to herself as the bad seed. Regardless of how fate had it, she is incredibly appreciative that he is here. When Kat returns home, Brady and Alice are in the kitchen. Brady proposes they have a conversation while they are discussing the Roxy. Alice claims that she was aware of this approaching and that it was a good thing. Kat gives Alice the straight talk when she wants to return to her. She wishes she had known sooner because she is so upset. At the grief support group, Del shows up. Alice has returned, although she is unaware of the passing of time. It was only recently. Telling Del to submit the letter she wrote, Rita is in the kitchen. It was Alice who wrote the letter. Kat exhales as she signs the divorce decree. Alice comes back, but she's not upset. When Brady gets there, Kat hands him the documents. Their marriage ends when he declares his love for both of them. Kat is working on her technique in a log cabin. When Del speaks, he is discussing Elliot and his father, a fisherman. In an attempt to ease her anxiety, Kat begs Elliot to hold her hand during the reopening. Brady arrives in time, but she worries that his seat next to her is unoccupied. She starts to sing, but after the first stanza she stops. She performs a song that's closer to her heart and has helped her get through a lot of tough times. After deciding that wasn't the perfect song with Colton's song, Kat just lets out happy sobs, not sure how Del will take it. Kat apologizes for Elliot's absence from the house the previous evening. He doesn't seem right. She doesn't want him to think that she takes his care for granted and expresses her gratitude for it. He's really important to her. But now that everything has transpired, Elliot feels as though he can finally move past the past that was predetermined for him and begin to forge his own course. She's not understanding. Del questions Alice about the song she sung at supper. When Alice was little, Kat reportedly sang it to her, and Alice has always remembered it. She then claims that although she attended the grief support group, she didn't enjoy it. The dog enters the room carrying the same ball that Jacob used to play with as a child, while she continues to remark about how pleased she is to have her girls back. Even in the winter, Kat recalls, Jacob was unable to keep out of that pond. She goes back to the almanac and remembers the day she said goodbye, believing he was safe. As the dog flees to the pond, Jacob follows after him, believing he is drowned. It's time to include Del in the conversation, and the woman who ran in the first film. Kat was returning for Jacob in that way. The Way Home presents a moving episode full of emotional revelations, family secrets, and the enduring power of love and sorrow, all in a heartbreaking turn of events. Viewers are taken on a journey of self-discovery and atonement as people wrestle with the weight of their acts and the harsh reality of their past as the layers of the past are peeled back. The episode begins with a heartfelt scene in which Del and Alice have dinner together, remembering their beloved son Jacob and reflecting on the past. Del, who is always a source of strength, asks Alice nicely about the song she sung before, and she answers by telling him that it was a lullaby that Kat used to sing to her when she was younger. The touching scene serves as a melancholy reminder of their ties to one another despite catastrophe. As the talk progresses, Alice shares details of her recent attendance at a grief support group, acknowledging that it didn't provide her with the comfort she was hoping for. Despite her misgivings, Alice says she's glad to have her daughters back at her side, and Del agrees as they have a private time of contemplation. But when they are lost in their daydream, the family dog unexpectedly shows up with a ball that used to belong to Jacob. The sight of the treasured toy brings back painful memories of their son and the family they once knew. As Kat thinks back on the past, she discovers that she is struggling with her own recollections. Memories of her early years show her happy, carefree times next to the eerie reminder of Jacob's terrible accident. Kat feels remorse and sorrow as she remembers the terrible day she had to say goodbye to her brother, thinking that she might have unintentionally contributed to his premature death. In a devastating discovery, Kat finds a vital clue tucked away in an ancient almanac that clarifies the circumstances of Jacob's passing. As she puts the pieces of the past together and learns the truth about her brother's tragic demise, a chilling realization hits her. The Landry family is rocked by the revelation and is forced to face the upsetting truth of their shared past. As the puzzle pieces start to fit together, Kat understands she needs to talk to Del and face the mysteries that have plagued their family for a long time. Knowing that the discovery will permanently change the path of their lives, Kat sets out to tell her mother the truth with a heavy heart and apprehension. In a startling turn of events, viewers are taken back to the spooky scene from the first episode of the show, in which an enigmatic figure is seen racing through the woods. After the strange woman's identity is eventually revealed, Kat confronts her former self and sets out on a mission to save her brother from an even worse fate than death. The Way Home, in conclusion, offers a compelling and very moving episode that explores the core of loss, grief, and redemption. The Landry family is forced to face the unpleasant facts that have been hidden beneath the surface for a long time as they battle their demons and the consequences of their deeds. After Kat's crucial part in Jacob's terrible accident is revealed, the stage is set for a dramatic battle that will put the human spirit and familial ties to the test. Viewers are left on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the next installment in the Landry family drama as the series races towards its suspenseful finale. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.